Hey everybody, welcome to Ask Dr. Testosterone, starring Dr. George Tulianos, and brought to you by his book, available on Amazon. It's called The Bible of Bodybuilding, everything you need to know about training, nutrition, supplementation, of course, PEDs. And while you're on Amazon spending money, spend some on my book, Real Bodybuilding. What a great book. All right, and now all the way from Athens, Greece, please welcome Dr. T himself, Dr. George Tulianos. What's up, doctor?
Hello, Ron. It's almost 4 weeks before the Olympia. And
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's also 2 weeks before the Thanksgiving, right? Or 1 week, 2 weeks, yeah.
You guys have Thanksgiving too?
No, I mean, we used to celebrate in the Athens College anyway.
Okay.
And this weekend was the Romanian Pro, was the last show and the competitive and qualifying for next year, huh?
Yeah, Romania Muscle Fest, last chance, and the last chance went to Behruz Tabani from Iran. I think he was third at that show last year. This was supposed to be not an easy win, but my favorite was Brett Wilkin from the USA, who had been sixth place at the Arnold. So this was his last chance to try to get into this Olympia, and he missed it by that much. It was a very
if you collect points, do they qualify as a first?
No. So the point system, you build up points throughout the year doing other shows. If you don't win, you get a certain amount of points for first, second, and third. He was not anywhere near in the point standings. Like that's how from France, Theo Laguerre, I keep saying his name wrong. He was number one in the points, but he ended up winning another show anyway. But so Justin Rodriguez, him, and Kuklo got points to get in, but he's not going.
Yeah, Kuklo is off to make a family, yes.
Yeah. I have to real quick say Derek Lunsford, every time I've been talking about the Olympia and the guys I think are going to do well, I keep forgetting he's in the Olympia, the Mr. Olympia. And I feel terrible because he's very good. So Derek, my bad. I'm sorry. But so yeah, Romania, Beirut looked fantastic, but we were just talking before we started, brand new pro who turned pro there the day before from China, Lian Yang. Wow.
He looked like a pro already, yeah. The enormous size of the thighs and arms.
Yeah. Where did he place? He did not make top six. Wow. I'm surprised. Yeah, he wasn't in the top six, but he had to be. I bet he was seventh. He was 200. He was 100 kilos, and he looks like he's 5'4", something like that. He doesn't look very tall. So Giles kept saying this guy should just drop down to 212. If he's 220 now, he's only got 8 pounds to go, and he could. I bet that guy could start winning 212 shows now. He's that good.
Yeah, I mean 5'4" is ideal for 212.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's how. Because when I saw him next to all the other guys, he looked like a foot shorter or significantly shorter. So I'm saying I don't think he can be much taller than that, but he's huge, round.
Yeah,
very full. That crab most muster of his, he looked like freaking Rolly Winkler in that pose. He was huge. So wow, I was impressed. But yeah, that's it. Well, for open, there's still a couple more shows where people can qualify in like men's physique, bikini, whatever. But that was the last open show. So I think there's like 40 guys in the Olympia now. It's a 40? Lot. I think it's over 30. It's over 30. I'll have to look later, but
so like I guess half of them will be, let's say, I mean, not disqualified, but half of them will qualify for the finals, huh?
I don't think they
15.
can.
15.
Yeah, they won't let everybody pose. I don't think so. Yeah, Giles said they should have like an elimination round and just get rid of all the people that aren't very good, but you can't do that. It's a Mr. Olympia.
I think Mr. Olympia counts until the first 15, right? Something like that.
Yeah, and then everybody's just 16th or did not place. They're not going to sit there. You can't go and say, I placed 24th. No, if you're not in top 15, you're just out of the top 15. So, but it's going to be a huge, huge Olympia this year. So you picked a good one to come back to, George. You're coming back. And you got a photo shoot that weekend too, correct? Or right?
I mean, the week before, yeah.
Oh, right on. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah.
And I mean, Steve will be there for sure.
Oh, did he say he's going now?
I got this information, yeah, by Jen.
Okay.
Steve will be there, yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, I keep looking at your photos you post. I keep thinking they're throwbacks, but you're that lean now, correct?
Yeah, I mean, as lean as I was in Ohio, actually, because Ohio was my lightest, 195, 198. You know, I was below 200.
Yeah, because you posted a bunch of stuff from the beach yesterday, it looked like.
Yeah, I'm having a good time, and I have this maturity. You know?
Yeah. No, it's good stuff. All right. So let's get in some questions, doctor. That's why we're here. Oh, I got to say, the Sergio Oliva interview did very well. It even made other people make videos about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick
I
Trigili.
was happy because now there's a lot of, I told him that 2023 is going to be your year.
Yeah.
You're going to be unstoppable thanks to MD also that, you know, he had Georgia cover now the show, the Panada also. So it's the proper timing for him to kill it.
Yeah, he needs to come back. He's been gone too long.
Yeah, he's hungry now.
All right, let's get some questions. First one for you, doctor. On the last show, you mentioned colostrum increasing IGF-1. A couple in my church sells colostrum supplements. I've often wondered if taking it would be beneficial towards bodybuilding. Would it be helpful or a waste of money? How much should I take colostrum?
Yeah, I remember once I had a patient from the agricultural university, and so he brought to me at my office colostrum made of goat milk. You know,
Yeah.
was the real colostrum. Actually, was a little bit stinky, but it was a real deal.
Wow.
And I think, I mean, it's ideal because it's enriched with a lot of lactoferrin and immunoglobulin. So colostrum, I'm using this during the winter time in order to have an immunity shield. Okay.
Okay.
Prevention against COVID, for instance, against flu and viral infections.
Yeah.
So I guess it's not, theoretically, you could take a lot of it, let's say in powder, okay, it comes in powder.
Yeah.
You could take 50 grams of colostrum and then check out of your IGF-1 post-workout if it elevates, if it spikes a little bit. But this is the only time you should use colostrum post-workout in order to increase the IGF-1 because this is when it's supposed to work, like leucine, for instance, that kicks mTOR, right?
Yeah. Do you remember? I remember that it was sold very briefly in the 90s as a supplement, but it was gone quick. So I don't know if people weren't seeing results. Or...
It's available in capsules, but the best, of course, comes in 1 pound pure powder, which is kind of expensive. It costs about $25. The 1 pound, So, yeah, so I think you should take it for immunity and recovery, perhaps in the elderly also. All right. And I assume the only timing ideal would be post-workout.
Is it also found in human breast milk?
Yes, of course.
So
all the mammals. Yes. The first 10 days.
Who was it? Was it Samir that used to put out an ad in the newspaper for women that were lactating? You want to drink their breast milk? I can't remember. I don't want to put Samir, throw him under the bus, but I seem to remember it was him. Because
there was some speculation saying that I'm going to be busted with growth hormone if I'm taking too much of colostrum.
Oh boy. Okay. Here's a PCT question. We get these every once in a while. How long do you need to wait until you start your PCT since your last injection? Let's say it's enanthate. 10 days later is okay. And then 2,500 HCG every other day in total, 25,000 IUs. After you finish HCD, you start clomid and nolvadex, or they need to be at the same time. You've talked about this. Test booster. We're not going to answer the test booster because I don't believe that.
Yeah, so it depends on the half-life of the compounds you're taking. If it's propionate or pills, you can do it no more than 1 week after. Now, if it's enanth cypionate, you can do 10 days, perhaps 2 weeks to clear your system and then restart your balls by taking HCG. And after HCG, you should start the SERMs because SERMs and HCG work for the same effect that is raising testosterone, but through a diagnostic pathway. So HCG kicks the balls, but shuts off the brain, while SERMs switch on the brain to kill the balls after. So you shouldn't mix together. So one right after the other for a brief period of time, and actually very moderate doses. It doesn't mean some people are killing it and take it 5,000 IUs, which is wrong because you desensitize the alert receptors, you create too much estrogen, which is inhibitory also. So small microdose in 1,000 IUs every 3 days. 3 days is the half-life of HCG. And then you use very low dose of SERMs. The late John Clisser used to say 12.5. You could take half of the pill, which is 25, not 300 milligrams of clomiphene. You're going to jump from the window. Besides, it kills the libido because it raises this HCG. It can cause you blindness and blur vision by retinopathy, okay?
Yeah.
And also, it's not a good idea taking SERMs if you travel because it can trigger coagulation.
Oh, wow.
So low dose of clomiphene and tamoxifen, because also tamoxifen is a SERM, and for another 2 weeks, all right, and then give time in order to heal. Now, those boosters, the most reliable is take the ZMA before bed, because zinc is responsible for the biosynthesis of cholesterol, of testosterone, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Take a lot of cholesterol also from food. Now, triples D-aspartic, I consider them as hormonal boosters pre-workout to give a little bit of kick pre-workout. Also, creatine is important because you can increase your intensity with creatine, your strength, and now lactic acid increases testosterone. And of course, do not overtrain because you're gonna kill it with cortisol. Do not stay insomniac. And we need brief resting period in order to increase intensity and lactate.
Cool.
And sleep from 11 to 7, of course, because insomnia equals cortisolemia, that is inhibitory to testosterone.
All right, good stuff. Hope you got all that, sir, who was asked the question. Next question, started TRT a month ago. I'm doing 100 milligrams a week of cypionate. I've noticed that my erectile dysfunction has gotten worse. I thought testosterone was supposed to help, not make it worse. Any reason why?
Because we need to check out the free testosterone, the SHBG, other parameters like also prolactin, estradiol. And besides, even if those are within range, then HCG can give you a little bit of kick in your lack of sex drive, all right? Now, erectile dysfunction, another thing, of course, if you have insulin resistance or if you have atherosclerosis, then you need, of course, obviously Viagra in order to promote the blood flow.
Yeah. Or Cialis. I think Cialis is better than Viagra.
Cialis is every other day, has the prolonged period of time, this prolonged half-life, and actually it can unblock a little bit the narrowing of the prostatic portion. It can give you a relief. Viagra is, just before sex, half an hour before, and gives you this nasty effect of vasodilation in the brain that has horrible headache, and you see bluish the curtains, sometimes.
Oh boy. Yeah. But I say this all the time. I think Viagra is inferior only because you have to, maybe if you're seeing a prostitute and you know it, 9 p.m. I'm going to have sex. But if you're married or something, you might get your wife mad and then no sex. And then you took the Viagra for nothing. Yeah. Yeah.
This is my concern. When I want to get laid, it says, I have to make sure, go to the house first and then take it. Because if something's screwed, what I'm going to do with this erection?
Yeah, I know. What if your car breaks down or something, you're in big trouble. All right. Silly question. I know. Next one, on TRT, when you donate blood, does your testosterone level drop since you've lost blood that was carrying the testosterone? Yeah,
this is a little bit of childish question. We have to know that when we donate only 10% of our blood volume. We have 5 liters of blood and we donate a little bit of half a liter, so 400 ml, which is actually 8%. Now, this is very negligible, the amount of compound that we're losing. And of course, you get way more benefits out of giving blood because we lower the viscosity and the thickening, which is very critical.
Yeah, I admit.
Besides, you're going to inject testosterone the day after or some days later, and you're going to catch up again on the levels.
See, I'm terrible. I've never donated blood ever in my life because I don't want to lose my blood. I feel like I need my blood. So I know it's probably, my body would probably make more.
The only case we should, when it's, I would say, forbidden, where you have thalassemia and you have the medical case with low hemoglobin, so you suffer if you give extra blood.
Okay, fair enough. Next one, is fertility sperm count directly proportional to LH and FSH concentration? Is it the case the lower these levels go, your lower is your sperm count? In other words, do men who have higher sperm counts to begin with have higher levels of LH and FSH while on a TRT cycle? Is the measure of LH and FSH a good indicator as to the current fertility state of a man, or is a semen analysis the gold standard? In Dr. T's experience, what quantity of men would be azoospermic on TRT alone? Which means like no sperm?
We should not misjudge and saying that FSH has to be super high, because in this case, it's problematic, meaning there is a problem down in the testicles that the brain needs to compensate it and kicks more FSH. It's the same as a primary hypogonadism. So They have to be mid-range, okay? Now, super low also, it's secondary hypogonadism is under suppression by steroids also, but mid-range is the best. And of course, what verifies it is the sperm diagram, nothing else.
Okay. Yeah, that.
So it doesn't mean a high LH is promising. No, high LH equals primary hypogonadism also. So it should be mid-range and not also super low, which is secondary.
Cool. Next question. I'm going to tell the guy to buy the book because he says 2 questions he posted. Please suggest lean, hard muscle gaining cycle. And then please suggest getting ripped hard cycle with doses. Get the book.
It's all there.
It's all there. It's all there. It's
now, if you don't get the book because in India they don't have access, you can go to Muscular Development. It was the very first article that I posted on October 2019,
Wow.
3 years ago.
Wow.
And also it's available in the magazine. So I think the steroid cycles are in December 2020 or 2021 in this particular issue.
Yeah.
And then you may go also to my website and read it as well.
The website is right behind him. G2.
Yes. But please, I don't, for Christ's sake, I don't give it's a huge mistake to suggest doses, okay?
Yeah.
This is something personal. This is not for treating. And this is something that could be suicidal also. And people understand, I mean, you say 1, they take 10.
Yeah.
All right. So doses doesn't make the difference always. They may lead you to the corpse, to the cadaver, okay? But it doesn't mean that Ronnie Coleman or Dorian Yates were using, or Lee Haney were using most of the drugs on other guys that passed, okay? It's also hardware genetics, legitimate drugs also.
Right.
Come on. Yeah. We know nutrition, rest, everything. Yeah. Now, there are some standard doses that way we shouldn't abuse insulin, diuretics, and stimulants.
Yeah. Yeah, those, I mean, too much diuretics, you take too much insulin, you take too much.
Forget it.
You could die. Literally, you would die that day. Not 10 years from now, today. Okay, this is kind of a long question, doctor. I'm surprised you'll let me ask it because this is a long one. Question for the next episode. Hey, Doc. Hey, Ron. Great show. Great info. I really appreciate the help. Blah, blah, blah. I have a question. I've been on TRT 1 year and 3 months now. And the biggest issue that I'm having is finding pharma grade in my country, Romania, where the only ester that I can find officially at the pharmacy is Nebido, test undecanate. So I've been using underground labs doing test enanthate or sustanon, 200, 250 a week. Even went to 500 a week, but always felt like something's not right. So I switched to 200 milligrams a week of pharma grade Nebido, and it changed the whole story. I felt much more libido, less side effects, less mood swings, greater energy and focus, also a better feeling overall. The problem is Nebido is so expensive and also takes so long to work that I'm experiencing side effects until it kicks in. Thus, I'm forced to use underground labs. What is your advice in this matter? Can underground testosterone be fake? Yeah, of course. Can it contain something else than actual testosterone and hurt my health? Is it safe to use underground labs or should I stick to Nebido? And then he says,
stick to Nebido. Just stick to Nebido. You know what you're taking? It's the best brand, actually, Bayern from Germany. It's like buying the Mercedes as a car.
Oh.
It's the most expensive. It kicks slow, but it's legitimate. So you know what I'm injecting, no contamination, no heavy metals. And actually it's very convenient because you don't have this nerve-wracking process of frequent injections. Some people cannot stand this, cannot tolerate it. And now about the other question, can testosterone be fake? Absolutely, yes. There was a case, somebody was injecting 2 ml of enanth that equals half a gram. And in his blood, the levels was like injecting half a ml, 125.
Wow.
And Victor Conte, the notorious guy that the founder of Balco, one of the athletes was taking testosterone and he was busted with nandrolone. Yeah.
So he actually thought he was taking testosterone. It was nandrolone.
Yeah, it was DEC actually, yes.
See, that puzzles me because testosterone is the cheapest of all the steroids.
DEC is also cheap, but you know what the heck? I mean, they give you a little bit of DEC also to have anabolic drive.
Yeah.
So you cannot differentiate if you're an amateur and if you're a beginner starting, you know, you have no idea what you're taking.
True, but yeah, that's the thing about underground labs. From my experience, from most people, unless you buy the Royd test kit, William Llewellyn says that.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're taking. You could think you're taking one thing, and it's something completely different. It's worse for women, of course, because if a woman thinks she's taking Primobolan and she's taking Tren, oof, bad news, bad news.
Well, there was a case in my country. I mean, she was taking Anavar, but it was supposed to be Anavar, but she was swallowing Dianabol pills.
That's so common. And, they have, our voices are already changed, but when a woman's voice changes from steroids, it never goes back.
Yes.
So they could be skinny and lose all their muscle and they still have that voice. I've seen it. It's sad. Well, that is it for this week's show, Doctor. Appreciate you taking the time. Please, guys, subscribe to the channel. If you like the video, give it a like. Share these videos on your Facebook and whatever social media you have. And if you have questions for the next episode, please leave them below in the comments. We appreciate it very much. Hit your notification bell. It's in, I believe I'm pointing to the right corner over here somewhere, that little bell thing. And then you know when we have content, because we have so much great content on this channel. So, Doctor, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and expertise to all the people out there around the world who really need it. Appreciate you guys watching. And we'll see you next time right here on Ask Dr. Testosterone. Hey, did you like that video? Smash that like button, subscribe to MD, and please comment down below. Thanks for watching.